Good evening, everyone. Welcome for Misano. And there is something horrible going on track. There are two cars merged together, I think it is. But welcome everyone to tonight's round. And we have merged both the IM and that's what okay, I'm not missing anything. Okay. Both the pros and the IM are now merged, so that means that we will have the first round of drivers for the first 10 minutes on track. While will we have a second half of pros that will go out in the something is missing. Oh, okay, that's why I forgot this one. I forgot the leaderboard. That's way better. They will go out in the last 10 minutes, so 20 minutes of qualifying in total. We will see the first, I think it is maybe 20 drivers. There are 39 on track for tonight. 39 drivers, and I think it's kinda even between numbers. I think it's like 17, 22 maybe, or something else. Not having people tonight. Oh lol. Shut up. Nothing happened. Okay. Nothing happened. No one saw anything. Well, someone saw something, but it's another day, so we will talk about Misano in GT3 class, not the Porsche. But anyway, we are currently on track with Ryan Blanchett. I think he is the first one on track, looking at the times. Okay, no, I can just look at the minimap, it's way easier. There is a car on track, but I don't know if he's on a lap 1. So for now we'll stay with a lap with Blanchett. With Ryan Blanchett on... currently going out of the hairpin, La Quercia. Going on for the Al Tramonto. A lot of names that we'll say in Italian, just plain Italian. But anyway, I hope that all the drivers will have a good time. We may see some drivers going over the pros. That's something possible. It's not really something that I'm not aware of that could happen. Obviously not live on YouTube for obvious reasons, because I will live stream both classes. Just so that with nearly 40 drivers on track, we will not see too many incidents. Considering mostly that Turn 1, well, the two races yesterday were quite aggressive, to say the least. Nick Stick, the German driver in the Audi, goes fastest, 34.3. Currently, just the first sector is on Blanchett's hand, while Stick has the crown of the two other. He goes off track, so that's definitely red time and lap time. With all white. Wait, this all white Audi. Is it? Trying to understand what it is, because it's very odd. The livery, it's like a drawing. It's very nice, to say the least. Corvin goes in second, and Wilhelm for now is in 5th. Hi Flappy. Bertuccello goes fastest in the 92 Flat-Out Sim Racing car. And I'm starting to see if someone is kinda putting a surprise. Mihai, after yesterday's round, he is quite fresh off Misano, so he will have the most of the practice, but it doesn't mean that he will be the fastest all together. Rashid is also going half a second quicker, but for now I think it's, considering how cold the track is, I think for the first couple of laps we may see just some pre-laps, so not really pushing, kind of understanding where the limits are, hitting the tires, and etc, etc, etc. Blanchett in fact goes just 3 times quicker, not even a position being gained, but still some gap to be made and be covered, that's for sure. kind of trying to get over someone that is improving. It's a 448, improving a bit. 4 times he goes in 5th place, while Bertoncelli is actually 6 times quicker. Definitely an improvement for the Italian 92. Now 5. Seems like a mistake being done in turn 11, which is not 11. It's 15. I can't count. Bertoncello goes 33.7. Definitely a good lap. For pros, we may expect definitely a good 32, high 32 for the pros. Mid 33 is okay for the IM drivers, being categorized with the red marked number on the left of your screen, while the pros are with the green one. On track, you will see the difference, even thanks to the pro and IM little square they have on the rear bumper, for example. Sven Carving, the Dutch, now 4 times, nearly 5 quicker than himself. Also, Mihai is currently improving, but Carving is closer to the finish line with his NV2 livery. Oh, there's a Ferrari in the middle of the way! Oh, I think the Italian job Ferrari definitely ruined the lap. That's completely destroyed the lap for Carving. I think it was Burgio. Burgio ruined the lap for the Dutch, so I expect that maybe impeding penalty may be applied after the race. It's possible. It's possible that it may happen for the ETJ car, which is still improving his lap, but also Mihai is doing so. Now, nearly a second quicker. The first lap was definitely terrible for Tudor Mihai. In fact, he goes 1.1 faster, and he puts himself in second, 5 times away from pole position, being currently crowned by Bertoncello. The drawing car, it's very nice livery. The drawing car now 3 times, so he will go in second, and just behind him is Blanchette, now lapping faster than him, maybe 5 times. No, okay, no. Blanchette is actually losing a bit from Stick. The Audi is a strong car, and whoever says otherwise, he's just wrong. Shake my head. Nick Stick, now the German, is 4 times quicker. 5 now. It doesn't go wide. Just use all the track that it's available, and he nearly goes for pole position. He just goes in second, less than a tenth away, while Blanchette following is behind. Oh, that's the car not on track anymore, but I think it's qualifying over effectively for both Stick and Blanchette. Filipov the same. I think Gigi is also on the same boat, while Sodre, João Pedro Sodre, now 4 times quicker. He goes in. He stays in 6th. Never mind. I thought he was going in 5th. He stays in 6th. But he still has a lap. Carving the same, also improving. And Karner is definitely. Oh, another time, another Audi, and another lap time that will be not being declared valid. I don't know if he has the time to get around. He doesn't. Okay, no, he doesn't. So qualifying is over even for Carving. Same goes for Sodre. So possibly they are just doing the laps. Same goes for Bro. Same goes for no one else. Okay, Gurdesov and Hill will not score a lap either, so they will start from the end of the pack. Mihai, Carvin, Sodre all in the pits. Gibbons too. Trying to follow someone that is not going into the pits. Karasanovic was improving a bit. Something is about to be said for Smagasgal. What have I said? The British driver in the 660. Smagasgale. I don't know what happened to my brain. I had a stroke. But the lap is not valid anymore for the British. By the way, James, you are lurking here. You could race tonight, you know it. Could go on track. Why aren't you on track? I want to to do commentary on your lawn mower action. But anyway, Bertoncello is about to get the fastest lap time, 33.7 being set, and qualifying is over for the Italian. And I think the same is for all the IM, as I think the Ferrari of Burgio was the last one on track. It still is on track, but he really shouldn't. Unless he's... Okay, no, I think qualifying is... qualifying is definitely over for Burgio, and he's still on track, for some reasons. And he has to go away now. Can someone vote him on track? Because he may impede the pro drivers that are currently on track. Same goes for Donnelly. So, and I think Hill the same. So there are 3 IM drivers now on track that have to go away from the track as soon as possible. That's not a request. So, if someone can write them on chat, I would be pleased, because no, it's 10 minutes each. But currently there are some IM drivers that are not supposed to be on track. There are 3 IM drivers that have to go on pit. So, James, if you're following, can you just write a message on chat in the race, please? If you haven't already done. If you didn't do so already. Or someone else, please. Because obviously they may impede. Yes, in fact, they are clearly giving some trouble. And I think that's the Martin there. Oh, that's definitely an IM driver ruining. I think that was Koderman. No, it wasn't Koderman, it was Goodway maybe. No, okay, it was Goodway. Having the lap ruined already by the Ferrari in front of him. They're still in track. I think the communication has arrived to them. Same goes for the 546 and... Okay, no, never mind. Okay, so the cars have been pushed out. I know I shouldn't just straight up saying it on live stream, but I'm very I'm very keen to the rules. I'm like the bad teacher. The rules are the first thing in this kind of things, especially when a lap is ruined. And I think Koderman also has a red timed lap already, so not really a problem for him. Not really sure who to go for, so I will go for the first one that will complete the lap. Teneskinan goes in third, because nothing. Kiss in fourth, his teammate in fourth behind him. Replace Kiss on the grid. Cops goes for first, 33.5. And obviously this is mostly the heating lap. So not really any lap time that has to be like go instantly into the 32, but I suspect that maybe some 32 may happen. It was not the entire grid making it, but I expect some names to do it. Not just going a bit around. Oh, Alfie Barron goes for first, 33.4, the 95 Honda. And 95 are also the milliseconds gapping him from Cops. So for now we are seeing on the left of your leaderboard a bit of a multicolored setting, with green and red all the way. Garby is actually setting the pole. Funny, with the fact that IM and Pro are mixed, my race control is just terribly gapped. So, like I have just 10, no, let's see, more or less 10 drivers setting a lap, and the other are in the pit, so I'm kind of having some struggle trying to declare who is going faster than who. But for now we'll stay with Malker Garby, as he is lapping a second quicker than himself. No, now 9 times only. Well, only something. Teneskinan went in second place, 65 milliseconds away from his teammate, and he decides to go for 2 runs in qualifying, compared to some other drivers that may go, and I think they will go for a single run all the way until the end. Garby managed to stay on track for, I think, a couple of centimeters from the track limits. Nakira Nakira goes fastest, 33.0. We are nearly there for the 32. 33.0 for the 15 Honda. And the Italian is now in pole, and Garbi goes second. 25 milliseconds away from pole. Definitely, that was a close effort into pole, but not enough there. Still a 33.0. We are nearly into the 32. Victor Martin goes in 7th, behind Villazzi in 6th place in the Mercedes. And the Cops went for 5th. I think it's an odd lap. No, okay. I think it's still an odd lap. Trying to sort out. I think Zachtal is improving a bit. 4 tenths was the time being gained prior to the hairpin. Still remains. Same goes for Kiss. Both drivers are setting a good lap. In fact, Kiss is now in 10th, with Miladinovic in 7th. But Alex Zachtal sets the lap, and it's going to be enough for 10th place, just tied with the leader in IM class. While Alfie Baron is also 2 tenths quicker. Mattia Nakira is about to complete the lap and scoring another fastest one if he can nail the last corner. He seems to do so. And less than a 10th gained, but enough to go into the 32 seconds lap time. And this also gives you, obviously, an improvement in the pole position. Garbi was about there to gain the lead, for everything has to be put aside as he went off track in the very last corner. Alfie Baron sets a faster lap time, and he goes directly into the pits, so I suppose the second run is possibly planned for the British driver. Chris Schneider now 2 times quicker. May be a good name to look at. Seems like Nakira is also still improving. Doesn't seem to be happy with the situation as it stands. He wants another improvement. Still far from the finish line, so for now we'll stay with the 14 in 22nd place. TurboStack is also improving a lot, 6 times for the 100. I think I want to go here at this point because, no, never mind, because the lap is not valid anymore as it went off track. So we'll stay with Daniel Schneider. The Hungarian will go into the finish line and set his Porsche into 20th place. So 24 the Hungarian, and I think Garbi has the chance. He may have the chance to put it on pole. At the very least, very nice line to be taken. It doesn't have to go wide again. Last time around he went too much wide. He stays on the track limits. He stays on the track limits. And he also puts the fastest lap time, and it's at 32.907 for the Swedish driver that completes the qualifying. So it was also his last one. Definitely the pressure was high for him. Nakira, I'm in second. I think he still has the chance to put it. Interesting fact about Garbi's lap, not even one of his sectors was the quickest. He set 3 green sectors and he still put it on pole, because the first one, oh, Kasiterash put it on 4th and I wasn't looking at him. So 4th place for the Iranian driver, now still in time for another lap, for the last lap time. And Cops is also improving a lot. I want to go here because he's 4 times quicker. He may be approaching the first or even the second row. I think it's possible. Villazzi and Miladinovic will not continue qualifying, so they will stay in 8th and 9th, 8 milliseconds away from each other. But Cops is about to put it in 3rd place, and he goes in fact 2.2 tenths away. I should have said 0.2 seconds, but I don't care. As I was saying, Nakira has the fastest first sector, Villazzi has the second, and Baron has the 3rd. But neither of those are on pole. Nakira has, for a chunk of seconds, still a chance. I think it will be the last one on the line. Martin is about there to complete the lap. It's going to be I think enough for maybe an improvement in his position. That's definitely an improvement. And he goes in 5th place. He goes in 5th place ahead of Cassitrash, Keenan and Ingal. Keenan and Ingal lapped by literally 0.000. But Nakira is the only one on track. Okay, there are still a couple of names on the improvement zone. It's Kiss still improving. Domokos Kiss, the Hungarian here, approaching the last corner. That's the rear. I think the rear definitely wasn't happy with everything. But as it stands, Kiss improves his lap and goes in 11th. Zakdal just behind goes in. He keeps 11th place. He gets back the 11th. Nakira. First there is Dan. This is about to complete lap. So Nakira was effectively the last one on track to make qualifying. Oh, Nakira went wide at the very last moment. Nakira went wide at the very last moment, so it means that he will not have the chance to improve. In fact, he didn't have the chance. So the situation is now that Garby has the lead of the qualifying, while Nakira will stay in 2nd, with Cops in 3rd and Baron in 4th. I think I can do something cool. Just have to do something, because as always, controller on one hand, set of course on the other, F7, and we go for the usual. It's nothing really that is not really a news, but I want to go here because I want to see a bit of all the cars. There is a huge grid. In fact, my PC I don't think is very happy with the situation. I think I have to at least close something, because I'm seeing the FPS that are not happy with everything. It's just, oh, my FPS are dropping. Ah! Please resist, my poor PC is not used to this load. You can see all the 39 cars on the grid, still with not with that like sealed off. So apologies for the little lag, but 40 cars with high settings and all the race control applied is not really a good thing for any PC, especially mine. That's not really a high-end one. I have to do this in the meantime. But we'll go for the use. No, wait. No! I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and I'm not managing to do one correctly. Apologies for it. Okay. So we'll go for a little track map while I get back to my 60 FPS. At least, even if the live I think it's in 30, so I'm just the one noticing it. So we'll go into Tune 1, and then Tune 2 and Tune 3. This is the Variante del Parco. The whole section made of 3 corners. You can cut them all. It's just that for the first 2 you really need some soft dampers on your setup. And then you break around the 50 marker to go here. Turn 4, 5 and 6 is usually the drive-through maker, as a lot of track limits are received in this very section, as you can go too much narrow or too much wide and you will get a track limit violation either way. On the back straight, this here is the hotspot for overtakes, because you can overtake both on the inside and the outside. You will always have a chance to do so, a la Quercia, named like this because there is a tree that currently is not here. That's why it's named the Quercia. There is not a tree there, so I'm quite angry about it. And we go here. That's why you can overtake on the outside, because the next one is a right-hander and it's Tramonto, turn 10. You usually put it on first and then in second, or directly in second, depends on how much you like the rotation, or if you can rotate the car. Depends on the setup mostly. There isn't a real line there also. You can tail brake, you can just brake in a straight line. It's a very nice corner. There are multiple lines. Al Curvone, turn 11, all flat into 5th gear, and then in this point here, 6th gear. Flat out all the way down until this very point. You brake while turning And you really need to have the control of the car, because otherwise you can go wide, and going wide means that you get not only one but two possible track limit violation, because the game is odd. Al carro, turn 14, and then 15 and 16. Even here you can slightly use the curb, and you still need some fast dampers as always. And then turn 16, the last one, you are quite clear there. And there is a car on the pits. It's Zaktal in the pits. Something happened because he was stationary on the grid. So for some reason he will start from the pit. So already a huge difficulty for the Swedish driver that will start from the end of the pack. So last to first objective is now active. It's a long one, but it's still an hour to go, so everything is possible. And leaderboard only consider not the overall, but the class finish. So whichever position you finish, you will be considered only in your class. So we'll go now a bit for... I kinda having fun using the drone, I'll be honest. For a little run on the track in the night. Misano, unfortunately you can see without the sun, you can see the sea from here, but I assure you that in real life you can go over, well, you can, if you sit high enough, you can see the sea. I trust you. Also, if you are just reaching Misano for a reason or another, go take a place in the sea, because it's a nice one. It's a nice place to take part and to have a bit of a look. We'll go back into TV2, into the helicam, and into Baron's point of view. And we will shortly start the 40 drivers, still 40, is it? It's 41 actually. 41 drivers race. IM and Pros comprehensive. I think the Ferrari there is a bit wide. Okay, managed to take back the place, but I think that's Keenan being a bit aggressive on the start, and in fact it is green light, and away we go with a good start by all the drivers. And I think Nakira is the most gainer there. In fact, he gains first place on the outside, covers the outside back again, because there was Garvey trying the inside. I think there is Cops and Baron fighting for third, but no change of position happens. Meanwhile, Kasitarash does improve his position. He's now in 5th place with Martin in the middle of the two ERS drivers, with then Villazzi and Miladinovic behind, switching position. And there is also side-by-side, double side-by-side into turn 6. Yellow flags going out, but I don't think there is a major crash. I think okay, no, there is someone, there is then is off. Then is off for grass. I think he touched the grass, but Cops is on the inside of Kiss. I think he's trying the overtake there. Set a possibility. In fact, he does, and completes the overtake. Meanwhile, Cops, oh, there is a little train here with Garby, Cops, Baron, and Martin overtaking Kasitarash on the inside. Altramonti goes, and turn 10 is now, I think, for the pass. So Cops is off. I think there are a couple of drivers off into the same place there. Still side by side here between the BMW and the Ferrari driver. I think it was behind. I think it was Stick making the overtake. In fact, it's Stick making the overtake on the Aston Villa. That is off, going completely sideways, and I think he's still on track somehow. Doesn't collect anyone, but I'm quite curious to see what happened to him. Meanwhile, Cops trying the inside on the on Firth, but no overtake will happen. Chris Schneider is doing the same on the Ferrari, and Brachette has to stay behind the Porsche, making it. Oh, there is someone in the wall. Not really sure what happened there. I think there is. I want to see what happened back. Did he lose? Oh, okay, he lost the rear. Lost the rear on exit, and unfortunately it's the race over for the British driver. I don't think he's not really in the race anymore at this point. Okay, so it's a free wide. Oh, it's free wide into turn 4. That's not really the best of the occasion. In fact, someone has to stay behind, and the answer is no of them. Okay, the McLaren will stay behind, and the BMW is the gainer, as Cops is now in 11th place. A position has been done by the car number 69. So the cops in 11th with Ingel in 12th. And Kodeman in 13th, overtaking Kiss. Oh, they think it was Blanchette trying to get inside. In fact, it does so. And he covers. He gets the position done. And he overtakes Schneider. And I think Schneider now has another kind of problem, because it's possible that it is Juwig now trained. Okay. Then the position. Meanwhile, some contact here. You can see all the leaderboard going yellow for a bit. And the McLaren maybe trying a bit the chance with Schneider also doing so. I think here will stay like this, and if the same stays here, no major incident for now. So I'm quite astounded by that. It's like Juwig making the position. Oh, that's Ingel going definitely in another racing line. Getting overtaken by 1, 2 cars, maybe 3. Contact with and as soon as I said it, contact between the two drivers, and now Ingel is off. Oh, Ingel is off, sitting the opposite way in the 46 car and trying to, okay, I will not reach him. It's too late. Carving overtakes Blanchette for 18th place, but I don't think Blanchette is happy with that situation. And okay, no, it doesn't make the overtake at the end. The situation stays like this, so we'll stay back. Well, we'll go back into a normal TV camera. And I think the McLaren that is trying the overtake on the Honda is the 989, trying the overtake on the Honda 448 with Soder that has to defend against the McLaren, with also Karner and sideways with Smagazgel. I will never say it right, I don't know sure why. Huge bunch of cars here, and there is also GT3, a Nissan, a Nissan GT3. It's a rare sight to be seen in these days. White one for. Oh, I think the Porsche there is 66 is very close to the BMW, but no overtakes will happen as they are still side by side. You can see here with the Porsche on the inside, they will stay behind because the Porsche has a clear deficit in power. But I think the Porsche will have the chance in the very next moments. For now, we'll stay here. But I think another issue is about to be claimed. Oh, Soder is off. Soder is definitely on the wall for some reasons. I don't know which one, but I have to stay here because there is an overtake going on. It's FRLACC overtaking Mihai. And it's Keenan very close to his teammate. Same as last time, except this time the Ferrari has a possible chance to stay in front because the lap times are effectively the same between the two drivers. But I think Kasitarash is also slowing down his teammate. They kind of have to work together at this point. Ah, yeah. And so I go by pure logic. I think the Honda of Sobre has lost the rear on exit, and that's why he was close to the wall. Meanwhile, it's a four-way battle a la Quercia, with the Aston going wide, trying the overtake on the McLaren driver. Four-way battle that gives the Aston a chance from the outside. He made it. I said it on the pre-race. I said it. It's possible from the outside. In fact, he used all the exit speed to make the position on himself. A very nice one, to say the least. There's also Filipov and Kuresov with the Audi on the inside. Can use the curb as much as you want there. See this side by side. And now the Audi gets it. Now the Audi gets it. So position being done by the Audi driver. Still here the battle, and now Villazzi is very close to the two drivers. I think Kasitarash is being a bit of a wall. And I'll be honest, not really sure. In fact, I think Kasitarash is now letting his teammate pass, maybe. Keenan taking a bit more than the hand, even the arm. Pushing him a bit off, but this gives him a bit of free air, 2.6 seconds. Now the gap between him and Martin, so a bit of high degree comeback to be done. He goes a bit wide, but Villazzi stays behind, and same goes for Binadinovic. Possibly Kasitarash was just looking if he could have been faster than Keenan. The answer has clearly been no, and in fact his teammate is now in front, is already gapping the Ferrari driver that was to raise the shield for the Honda driver. With Vilazzi behind, Flat Out Sim Racing, and Miladivic also in the Ferrari, in the other Ferrari. Just some meters behind. You can see how close the two drivers are there. And if I don't show it, it's a bit difficult to see it. Wing view for us. The Mercedes clearly faster in some sections. But the Ferrari is also very fast, possibly one of the fastest car in some tracks. Because in some others it's just terrible. Like Zolder, for example, it's one of them. Overtake has been happening is then... Okay, I think that's an Audi. Okay, that's definitely a lot of fighting going on. 6-way battle for not sure which position. I think there has also been a contact between the drivers. And if so... Okay, there has definitely been a contact. I want to see it back. Because something happened here between him and Dan. And the answer is that, oh, he's been pushed out a bit. And then makes the position a certain way. And I think I can go back to another incident that has happened. It was still in the same battle. Okay, it's just a few seconds later. You can see there is the Porsche going into the inside, and there is a 6-way battle into turn 14. So this battle here in IM is a very high density one. With Dan now overtaking the BMW, and the 998 is now in front of the 660 on the inside event without any particular problem. Bit of uphill challenge for some pro drivers. There is also Zakdal now in 36th place, all the way from the pit. The Aston 122 is trying to defend as much as possible. Meanwhile, Zakdal in fact overtakes Burjo for a position more. Still many more to come. Side by side between the Nissan and the Audi. With the Nissan getting the inside, there's a freeway into... Oh, this means contact behind, I think. Yes, there's definitely some contact between the Nismo and I think it's the Aston Martin. Number 738 of Brown. With Gibbons being a bit of a spectator in front. I want to go here because Bro has the chance. You can see all the drivers behind engaging a great battle. I think it's better to go into Brown's perspective. You can see the two McLarens having a fight there for position. Also there is here the battle. There are too many overtakes ongoing. Oh, contact! And Kessentrash and Vilazzi have touched each other. And Miladivic has gained the position on both drivers. So Vilazzi and Kasiterash made contact. We can see the replay from... I think it's nice to be seen from Vilazzi's wing. You can see Kasiterash is braking a bit too late, making contact with the Mercedes, and now Vilazzi has a bit of rear damage. And Miladivic has gained 6th place, but Garbi is also getting attacked by the Ferrari. Another is there are a lot of battles, so apologies if I can't catch them all. Now Zaktal started from the pit, that's the problem. Not really sure the reason why. I think there has been a problem of some sort at the beginning of the race, because he was stationary in the starting grid and he started from the pit lane. For now we'll stay back here, because there is also, guess what, a lot of overtakes ongoing, with a McLaren of Waizy getting the position on Bro. And there is someone going in the pits. Is it a drive-through for exceeding track limits? It's quite possible. Speaking of track limits, I'm surprised that Keenan didn't get one, because he was very close to the car in front, and I thought he was out of position. He really wasn't. So nice to be nice thing. Obviously, I can't be objective in that matter. A nice thing, even by a spectator. Oh, Brown is off. Brown is definitely not on track. for some reasons. Oh, that's why you touch the grass. That's too much grass. That's not the wall. It's just the gravel. Okay, so no problem whatsoever. So we'll go back into Villazzi's perspective because he wants the 6th place. Because he gained for a bit. He got slammed out. And now Villazzi is back in 7th. 5 times is the gap between him and Miladinovic. With the Ferrari being a bit faster in the last lap. Koderman and Kiss also having a bit of a fight for 12th place. Quite sure that Koderman was ahead of Kiss. I just can't remember when the overtake happened. Possibly I missed it. When everything happened in the backyard. Goodway also very close to the Audi in front. The all-white Audi. The 38. 38 also fighting for an overall... for an overall 9th place, but effectively he's already 1st in class. And now that I noticed it, Bertagello is in 35th place. And I'm not really sure why. Oh, okay, that's why. Bertoncello got a drive-through for exceeding track limits. And I didn't see it. So that's why the leader is now Stick. The reason is effectively because he got a drive-through for exceeding track limits in the first 15 minutes. And he is now all the way down the pack in 35th place. Firth also got a drive-through for exceeding track limits in 33rd place. He's not got a... I mean... some drivers made it more than I thought. Okay, I would have expected it like 6 minutes after the start. Some overtake ongoing. It is Juwig getting the position on Chris Schneider. And there is someone there. I think it's a McLaren, a blue flagged McLaren, that's for sure. But Chris Schneider now has to defend against FRLACC in 15th place. Yes, that's a problem. Alla variante del carro. You basically get 2 track limits if you go wide. So, because you get 1 instantly when you go wide, and you get a second one if you don't slow down. It's a bit tricky. It's a bit terrible also. Wrong person? Okay. So we go back into Nick Stick's point of view, because he doesn't have to defend against the 2 drivers. He could easily let them pass. But I don't know any driver that will give the position for free, whichever position it is. So I think his Stick will battle as much as possible. Obviously he will not take any risks. He still is in the lead, and I think he wants to maintain it for obvious reasons. In fact, you can see clearly see that 16 drivers, all pro except 1. It would have been 2, but unfortunately we have an Honda in the backyard for the track limits, which is a bit of an unfortunate thing. The battle for 6th has now gained a new member, and it's not a new member; it's just an old one that has came back from a bit of relax, because Cassitrash is now Alpha second away from Villazzi, and impossible in close proximity for the battle for 6th. Speaking of lap times, it is a 35.5 being held by Nakira. 35.0. Oh, that's okay. That was another driver. Sorry. I think Goodway wants to make it. In fact, Goodway goes in the inside. Oh, that's Stick. Possibly not fighting for position. He tried to stay in front as much as possible, but once he saw Goodway, I think he knew that the battle wasn't his battle, and he let them pass and battle each other because they are very aggressive for position. Stick is okay with whichever position, because unfortunately it's not the overall position that counts. It is the class position that counts. So the red drivers and the 14 now in a contact. But I want to see here because I think Cops want to go into the inside. But stays behind Goodway. And now Goodway and Cops in front of Stick, kinda slowing him down, even if next IM driver is Mihai, very far behind the grid. In fact, you can see from this view that is FRLACC in front of Mihai, from the little screen that you can see on the bottom part of your of the car, the cockpit. Porsche with a bit of a wide approach to the complex 456. FRLACC very narrow, and I think it's paying off. He has the chance because the Porsche is lower. He has to go into the inside. He does so, and I think we can see the Porsche going on. Okay, not really sure where he is. Okay, he's in front. That's why. That's in front, and Krishnada still maintains the position. And FRLACC stays behind the 70. Behind the 14. So for now the battle is a bit more quiet. It's a bit, not too much, to be honest. End of the straight. In 2012, the Ferrari again, maybe trying the possible overtake. Tries to do so side by side between the two drivers. But the Porsche that maintains the line. So 14 and 100, one after the other. And there isn't really much that can be done by the Ferrari except trying other tactics. Because it's clear that Porsche has more traction than the Ferrari, it's obvious. He has to try to outbrake him. Oh, that's the rear. Bit of power oversteer being contained. As I was saying, the Ferrari has a very good acceleration and stability. Well, stability, it's a bit understeer, but whatever. In fact, as I said it, in the exit, the Ferrari is stronger. He goes on the inside. He gets the best line, and I think this time the Ferrari has the position, unless the Porsche wants the cutback. He tries to search for it, he doesn't find it. Meanwhile, Stick and Kiss switching position, left and forth, with Stick in front of the McLaren driver. Now Stick behind 2.8 from the cars in front. The McLaren wants the position, even because effectively Stick is not part of his battle. He just wants to get rid of him as quickly as possible, and not to touch him because he is also the leader in class. You really don't want to ruin class leader's race. He goes into the pit, because pit lane has been opened 60 seconds ago. And this gives the first car on track to be going into the pits. It was effectively Domokos Kiss in the 220. Okay. The Ferrari very close to the Mercedes again. Again mistaking the braking point because the slipstream was... Well, the slipstream is very strong in the Ferrari, especially even because the Mercedes is the fastest car on a straight. And Kasitash has been taken a bit off guard by the speed. Kasitash also set his personal best, 35.0, and that's not a bad lap. 35.0 has also been the lap being set by the leader. And 35.0 is also faster than anyone else, because in the last timed lap he was the quickest in the whole grid. So it seems like the Ferrari is about to come back from a bit of a difficult time as Vilazzi goes into the pits, possibly trying the undercut. and he may achieve it also. It's definitely slow it down a bit earlier than the pit lane, literally the pit line, not the pit lane, the pit line. But Ferrari still... Okay, Kisa made a mistake. Not by... It's not like he made a mistake on track. He made a mistake tactically. Because now Domokos Kiss is in the middle of the fights for second and third place, and fourth and fifth, and etc. So he may have to slow down massively. That's why in Misano the overcut is better than the undercut, because you don't get into the traffic. He will lose seconds and seconds, and also the tires will be slower at the end. So, okay, for whoever is listening, I think it's a good thing that I said it now. But you don't have to undercut in Misano. It's possibly the worst thing to do in Misano, to undercut, especially with 40 cars on track. Unless you have damage. But unless it's a very terrible tactic to go into the pits in the first minutes. You really have to stay out as much as possible, because the pit lane phase is long and you lose even a lap. Keenan goes into the pits. He didn't listen to me. Keenan goes into the pits, same goes for Kasitarash. Trying to get... But to be fair, it depends also, because the first position are quite spread out, so it also depends. But in Kiss's position, he was very far down the grid, and that was definitely a no, straight away. For the upper part, maybe no, I don't know. But Cops and Garby still with a bit of a fight ongoing, and it's still the same. It's not really changed much from a couple of minutes ago. Five times is the gap. The 23 and the 2 to 1. Kinda distanced now. Going for turn 12. No, okay, this one is cooler. And the Ferrari, this is a bit of an elastic band, so gap is widening, getting shorter, widening, getting shorter. And both, I think they are opting for the overcut. It's quite possible. Keenan went out in 24th with his teammate in 27th, so middle of the traffic. Villazzi behind him. Villazzi behind him, so I think Kasitash went in for... I think there's been a contact. Oh no, not really sure, because I don't see any race control notification. I'm not sure why Kasita should let him pass. Anyway, Cops very close to the Honda, and not very close. You can see how close he is. he was glued to the diffuser. He was maybe even too close, a bit too much. But nevertheless, I still think the undercut was a terrible idea for whoever made it. But Cops and Garby think they are opting for the overcut. Cops faster than Garby is quite clear by the lap time also. 35.7 by the Honda, 35.3 by the Ferrari driver, and now Victor Martin. You can see from here that the gap is not that close. In fact, the Cops was obligatory undercut. That's when I said the undercut is a viable option in certain cases. That's the case. Askina makes the overtake, and I think Zaxter is, well, he's also battling for position on track. Unfortunately, he had to start from the pit for reasons I'm not aware of. But Kops and Miladinovic. So Kops went in for undercutting Garby. Miladinovic went in For protecting from Villazzi? Not really sure, because he had free air, kind of. Stick goes in the pits too. And this view is terrible. I admit it. Oh, moving to this side! You got the Audi goes definitely... That's some track limits being used. More than one. And doesn't give the position on... Well, kinda uses... all the way... All the external part to gain a bit of an advantage, in my opinion. I didn't think about it. I thought about it now. Shut up. I should have said it. I was studying, okay? I forgot about it. Zactal very close to the Audi still. So a bit of a battle going on for 12th place, with Zactal being clearly faster than anyone in this pack, but unfortunately he is battling with them. And the Audi, I think it's three-way battle into Quercia. The Aston gets a position on one of the two cars at least, and the Porsche of Wilhelm stays in front. Nakira and Garvey went to the pits, so apparently no one is following my advice. Oh, contact between the Audi and the Aston. With Kutuzov making contact with the Aston in front of him. That's some real damage for the Swedish driver, and now the Audi wants to make the overtake on the outside. With Audi using all the track limits that he can use off. Very much on the outside. Oh, that's the rear snapping off. Oh, again, very close to the Aston. It was definitely a close move by Kutuzov. Very aggressive, well, too much even, on the Aston, considering that the Aston is not really fighting with him, to be fair. Lap time is speaking, not for any for many other reasons. Zactal fastest lap time was a 35.3, Kutuzov 1 was a 46.1. So just speed-wise speaking. Villazzi now, you can see there is Miladinovic now has to defend against the Mercedes. Okay, I want to go in this view. I'm getting a bit of a heart attack every single time. Villazzi very close to Miladinovic, in front of him, with Kasitarash also very close. I don't have yet the chance to see if and who has repaired the car. I will do so when I have the moment, because at this point it's very impossible. I will miss everything, like 2000 overtakes at the same moment. I would lose them. But I don't think many drivers have repaired the car, if someone even did so. Villazzi and Ferrari still, but the Mercedes driver is battling with the Ferrari, period. Like, whichever way I put it, that will be it. Quite an ironic way to see the situation. The Garvey is still in front. So the undercut didn't work by cops, as Garvey is still in front. The situation also is still the same. Even if Kasitarash gained the position, not really sure why he gave it back. Unless he thought that he was still held responsible for the contact earlier on and self-inflicted a penalty, which is fair in that case, because at that point a penalty, not really sure, maybe sportsmanship alike is a good thing, definitely, but I can't really speak as a driver. 44.6 being set by Cops. And now it's quite interesting to see that there are 3 cars off the pit stop schedule. 28 minutes to go. And there is Kutuzov that may battle with the 2 drivers for the position. I mean, I hope not. But he still is in his race. And he can do whatever he wants. And I'm honestly curious about the outcome. So I will stay here for a bit, unless he goes into the pits, which is quite possible. But I think Garvey doesn't want. Oh, Villazzi is off! Yellow flag for the Italian. And Cassidy has gone past, but I think I want to stay here also. Because this is a possible battle for the podium that may sparkle for another reason. In fact, you can see Cops how close he is now. As a matter of fact, it's Cops now very close to the Honda. Without it, goes into the pits. And this definitely was a gift for Cops. Now very close to the Honda. I don't think Garby will be happy. He thinks to defend on the inside. He stays on the outside. He stays on the racing line. The 23 has to stay behind. Without any chance. I thought something would happen. Meanwhile, oh, the 34 on the outside. That was a very nice move by Goodwis. Okay, because Gibbons went into the pit. That's the perspective. Oh, Garby's off! Oh, there's been an incident! Oh, something went off. Oh, something went terrible. Something went terribly wrong. What happened there? There's been contact between, the Honda and the Ferrari made contact. And this gave Keenan the chance to go into the podium. So Keenan is now in 4th place. Kinda out of nowhere. And Garby and Cops, they were behind a BMW. I think it was Martin. So, a shuffle of position. With Keenan that didn't make contact with the other two drivers, I think. Because it's not shown in the race control. Because I admit I put the replay as soon as Keenan was passing by. But looking at the car from here and looking from the race control, there doesn't seem to be any contact notification. So this gives Keenan the position. And Garby and Cops now battling. I want to see it back later on because it was odd. It was an odd one. Can I look it back? So it was the 24. Oh yes, the Ferrari clearly didn't take the correct evaluation of the situation. It was the 24, it was Martin in front, exiting the pit. And this now gives Keenan the defensive role for protecting the podium from all the others, with Zakdal using all the overcut available to his advantage, because he needs as much clean air as possible. As unfortunately the Swedish driver started from the pit. I think we may see a freeway battle for the podium at this point. Mostly because Keenan's lap time are slower than Garby's and Cops's. So it's quite sure that we may see a battle, because I don't think the damages for the two cars are heavy enough to slow them down. Now that the position are basically set, I think this is completely useless. So pit stop is off, giving on. Ta-da! A bit more clear. Ooh, the 2-1. That's not the racing line. A bit off. Oh, Villas again on the yellow. There's been another yellow flag. He was trying to get through the Aston, flashing the lights. Oh, the back! Oh, again! It's been a second time already. On the very same spot. On the very same spot, it's been already a second time that has happened. It's not a random thing anymore. And I think the brake bias is a bit too much to the front. Or to the rear. Depends on the sensation, because from here it depends, because if it's too much on the front or to the rear, you kind of feel it differently. But maybe it was too much on the rear. Unless the springs are soft, that's why I said. Also, it may be the front, because if the front suspension are too soft, too much front brake bias gives you that. Follow me for other race setup tips that don't work. Sometimes they work. Trying to follow some battle. I think Zakdal. Oh, Zakdal is completely in another planet. Oh, that's the rear snapping off. That's the rear snapping off from Zaktal's car. You can see from here, he under braking. That's the rear, too much brake bias on the rear. And he got thrown into the gravel. Luckily, he already has to change the tires, so nothing really changes for him, for his tires at least. And the battle here from the DRS driver, 78, now has to defend the podium from Garby and Cops. With Garby setting his personal best 34.745 and Cops just behind in a 44.805, with Keenan's lap being just as 5.5. Even if not this lap, but the one earlier on is set at 34.6. So I suspect there was a lapped car. In fact, I see the Audi back there, so I think the Audi definitely helped the situation for the cars behind him. But I think the pace is there for the Irishman. Looking at the fastest lap time at least, 34.6 is effectively faster than both Garby and Cops. But unfortunately the Audi kinda put the card back on the table. I think the damage on Cops' car is a thing though. Just because he's getting slightly, just tiny bit every single lap further. But it may just be him not using the tire too much, maybe trying to be a bit conservative on his pace, which is also useful, even because if he overtakes one, he has to defend against one and attack the other. While from this situation there, he may use a possible contact and incident between the two drivers. Which is quite nice. There's been some incident there, 63, and there's been something here. Oh, that's the reason. That is the reason. That was the Audi. Oh no, wait. Pfft, that's on me. So Mark Wilhane and Michael Firth contact between the driver. More contact, definitely some more contact, and that's even more between the Ferrari and the Porsche. So that was the contact between Firth and Wilhane. Firth now in 26th position with Wise in the middle of the two. And that's someone going a bit wide. I'm not really sure who that was. It may be Donnelly, because I'm seeing a yellow flag. I'm not completely sure about that. 44.0 being set by Nakira. Martin, behind him, set at 44.5. Keenan, Garby and Cops all with the same more or less lap, 5.3, 5.4, 5.1, with a 4.7 being set by Miladinovic, with Kasitrash lapping 5.3, with Villazzi closed as a gate. Oh, he is off? That's him not on the correct racing, but I think he's being involved in an incident. Not really sure. We'll stay here. There are too many but I really don't know which one to choose. Because there are too many and I don't want to miss any moment. I want to go here. For the triple battle for third place. That podium position we are talking about. Point speaking, I think Nakira in this round, if he completes it in first position, he may jump in the he may jump the gun for the lead of the championship. And I think he already has it. But even if he will gain a good amount of points for his race, meanwhile here it's the switch of position between Zaktal and Firth for 26th position. One is from the outside, the Ferrari from the inside. The Ferrari over brakes and stays in front of the Aston. That's a very nice move. And now the ERS driver is trying the best he can to take it. I think he wants to do so from the outside. He tries to do so. There is an Aston also behind him. He's trying to try to be opportunistic and get a position. But no overtake happened. At least from the ERS driver. Maybe the FRL driver may be doing something there. I don't think it really happens. For now, at least. But I want to stay back here in the sandwich. Because the gap has been like this. 34.7 personal best being set by Garby. 44.9 being set by both drivers in front and behind. Usually 2 times are not enough for making a real position. You need a bit more, or you just need to throw it out. Not sure how. You can launch the car. Oh, there is a yellow flag. Oh, there is Brown not really on the correct racing line, doing donuts on the grass and setting himself back. There is FRLACC battling with the Porsche from the outside. He tries. An overtake happens. There's also a yellow flag somewhere around. It's Burjo. It's yellow flag on the very last part of the circuit. This is a freeway battle for 14th place. With a Porsche in the middle. And I think now there is a chance for the Ferrari. Okay, in fact, he goes in the inside. Okay, he gets a position from the inside, and FRLACC is now in front of the Porsche. With a very nice move. I tried to set it from the internal camera. It wasn't very cool. But yeah, I tried that. As the battle for... Okay, there has been some incident. There has clearly been some incident here. And it was easy, and the car number 43... Oh, it was fourth! Oh, that's fourth on off. That was fourth off, into the wall he went. And Zachtal made the position also, so while I was looking... Oh, contact between two drivers! Karner and the 989 having a bit of a blast there. While Brown and Smagas Gale having another couple of contacts. Can I see quickly what happened here? Because there has been an incident of some sort. Oh, that's the Porsche off. Yep, that's the Porsche off. So we'll go back here. I said we'll go back here. Okay, thanks a lot. Oh, Garby made a mistake somewhere. Clearly, because now the gap between him and Keenan is a second. Whole second between Keenan and Garby, while Cops is another second, so seems like there has been a mistake somewhere around, and Cops also did so, maybe to avoid a mistake from Garby's car. I'm just saying, because I don't see any contact from here, from the cars, nor, well, I can't see off tracks. Oh, Kiss, drive-through for exceeding track limit for Kiss in 13th place. So, race kinda over, and Juig is now the 13th placed car. After the drive-through for the 220. Drive-through that are not really a news in this track. I want to go back here for the 100 as a Simon. Or with Simon FRLACC. Depends on the pronunciation. I don't really know if they use the British or the French one. But anyway, Simon FRLACC in the 100, very close to Juig in front of him. Not worthy to say that Stick is still in first place, still in 11th overall, but he's still leading the EIM class since the start of the race. And the same goes on Akira's lead. He is been in the lead since lap 1 and never left it for any reason whatsoever. So the two leaders are effective leaders since the very start of the race. I want to go back here because Goodway and Cops seems like I still don't know if the two cops are related. It would be cool if they are in the same room, like the same room with two different rigs. But I don't even know if they are related, so I should ask. Because I know they are teammates, I know they are the same, well, I suspect they are related. By the fact they are the same team, the same surname, the same everything except the name and the car. But anyway, speaking of one of the two cops, there is the 137, a bit of in the middle of the way. Well, a bit. That's definitely in the middle of the way. So Goodway kind of has to attack the 137. That is not related to the battle in any way. So Gibbons really being a bit of kind of rock there for the battle between the two drivers. And I think Brown has a drive-through. Okay, now he's sitting there. Why? Possibly it is a drive-through for exceeding track limits, and that's also race over for him. Zakdal and Kuznetsov are ready again, battling for position. And this time is for effective position, even if I think... No, it's not even for position, because Kuznetsov and Zakdal are not even the same class. They are two different classes. Considering one is IM and the other is Pro. Kind of a switchback of Cousins. Ah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Cops now is closer to Garby than Garby is to Cops. Also, 4.5 has been rustled up by Cops. Garby just made a 4.8, even if Keenan made a 5.0. So at this point it's just a kind of waiting game for the trio to see who will be the last one among the three for position. Meanwhile, Stick kinda borrowing away his position because he doesn't want to fight as he's still leading, and Mihai is 5 seconds away, and the lap times are definitely in Stick's favor. So he doesn't want to fight too much. In fact, TurboSec and Juig are now in front of him. Vilazzi and Cassitrash, still the battle ongoing. After the mistake that has been done alla Quercia. Oh, that's a DC. That's... unfortunately, real life and sim world have the same problem. Technical issue may happen, and a DC is effectively a gearbox doing a kaput in real life. So it happens. It happens to the best. And to anyone. It even happens. It happened to us too while doing the 9 hour, and I was crying in a corner when it happened. I'm still sad. But anyway, Juig and TurboSec, still this battle ongoing. Didn't stop for a whole second. TurboSec's journey into the battles. I think TurboSec has been battling with anyone at this point. Like, he has been battling since the first lap, from what I can remember. I think he's a bit tired at this point. In fact, I think I have to go here because I want to give a perspective on the position delta. In fact, TurboSec has been 12 He started 12 position below. And Jewig 15. And Goodway drive through for exceeding track limits. So car number 10. The car in 10th, sorry. In the number 34 has a drive through for exceeding track limits. And considering how long pit lane is, I think it's kinda race over for Goodway. Which is a bit unfortunate considering he was in a very good position. Anyway, now I'm here. I became Tom Scott for a moment. I'm here still with FRLACC and also with Schneider. As I was saying, 19th places. No, I can't count. I can't even read, that's different. 16 places being gained by Jewig. FRLACC did kind of the same. 13 places have been gained by FRLACC. I was thinking about a thing, but never mind. That's Chris Schneider putting himself out of the window. Kind of saying that he is there. But for now, no overtake happens, even if the 38 again is not racing in class. So I suspect at any given chance, Stick will not try hard to defend. Even if now Mihai is 3.5 seconds away. It's a bit closer than earlier on. We go back here. There is a BMW in the middle. And I think there is also a battle for 4th place. So Keenan, very thankful for the BMW there. Is the ETJ BMW being driven by, not really sure who. Because I don't even... Okay, it's not the ETJ, sorry. I saw gold. I thought it was, but it's Smagasgale. Smagasgale. I can't say it. I really can't say it. That gave Keenan the chance, a bit of breath to play with. As Cops and Gradby are now 1.2 away. And Corving and Blanchett switching position. Okay, that's not a good okay, Ferrari on the outside. Kinda using. And obviously the second. What happened here? There's been an overtake. And I'm still trying to understand. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure why Kassiter has been giving away the position there. But okay. Cops for... See the battle here for 4th at this point, because the podium is kind of away. Oh, FRLACC! I mentioned him too much. Drive through for exceeding track limits. And I lost the count of how many cars have been involved in a drive through for exceeding track limits. So FRLACC, after gaining 14 places, has to give up everything. And go through the pit lane. I think Asitash is... I'm not really sure, because the last one was a very slow lap. 6.6. I'm not entirely sure the reason why. I'm just oddly confused. But anyway, we keep racing, and with 3 point nothing, because we don't count minutes in decimal numbers. 3 minutes to go, and I think I can count, so it's 3 laps to go. Garby with a bit of clean air, he set his personal best 4.5, while Keenan set a 5.0. But there are still 3 to go. Good amount of kilometers to go. I can't remember how many. Can I read it? 5.2, so it's 8.4. 12, well, it was 12, now I think it's around 10 kilometers to go for the drivers. For the one's 41, now 35 drivers, and Nowokoski is kinda trying to get back on a good position. Now in front is FRLACC, so battle of the drive-through with drivers. Noteworthy also Kutusov, always starting from the back row. I'm not sure if at this point he's doing it on purpose or not. And if so, why? I'm very curious. But he always seems to start from the very end of the grid. So he gains 17th place. Oh, that's the rear. That's the track limit violation. Is it? Maybe not. But Juwig is 16 in his 11th at the moment, and he just needs 2.4 seconds. Okay, that's a bit it's a bit of overreaction, but he needs 2.4 seconds to get into the top 10 after starting from basically nowhere in 25th place. Here is the battle for, I think the Honda is on the inside. Covering in the 72. Very close to Blanchette, and now he's very far from Blanchette. As now it's Dan, just behind him. For the Red King Motorsport. Still looking at the front, seems like Garby wants to make the position as soon as possible. 5 tenths is the difference between him and the podium with 36 seconds to go. So it's white flag, nearly being thrown out. Because as I said, there is another lap to go. Speaking of which, so white flag brought to you by PureSimGear. I always wanted to do this for a person that follows NASCAR. Anyway, apart from me saying ruining the commentary, Chris Schneider, 14. Again, the Porsche doesn't seem like the Porsche. The Porsche has been buffed, has been nerfed. Sorry, the opposite. But not that much, apparently. Seems to stay on a very good car. Now Oliver Juwig wants to stay on his position, not give it up. Doesn't want to give it away for any reason given. Oh, that's a huge one. Mihai is into the pits for a drive-through for exceeding track limits. And Keenan is off! Oh, that's a podium driver! What happened to him? He was into... Oh, he's been making contact. Oh, it's been Garby making contact with Keenan at the very last moment. And I thought, okay, so Nakira wins the race. So Nakira is the effective winner of the Misano round with Victor Martin coming in second. Rock Cops completes the podium in 3rd place. And Keenan goes in 4th. With Garby just behind, with a Porsche that was clearly in the way. And Miladivic just after. Villas in 7th. Cassitrash 1.1 away. Cops in 9th. And Koderman in 10th place. I want to see back the incident between the two drivers. I wasn't expecting it. Because the gap was 4 tenths more or less. So Koderman goes in 10th place, Juwig in 11th, with Krishnada just behind. And then there is the leader of IM class that wins the race for his class. So Stick wins race number 1 with Blanchette on the podium, and Corving completes the IM podium. Then there is Dan, Goodway, GG TurboSec, and Mihai complete the race. But I want to see back what happened here. You can see here. Oh, it was. Yeah, it was definitely the incident. I want to see from Eli coming back again. So it was Keenan a bit slow, but the 2-1 of Garby making contact. Then at the end it was Willa in kind of the middle of the way. I want to see back what happened here, because you can see the Honda driver and that was okay. That was risky for William, because his internet decided to die, and he nearly took out Keenan. Completes the race in 4th, but it was Mattia Nakira, the winner of the race. Keenan like, no, it wasn't. This time it wasn't his fault. It was clearly the Porsche, because also Terence has a new internet, so it's not his fault anymore. Finally, I will say. So it's Mattia Nakira, your winner, and it's Nick Stick, the other. So Nick Stick being the winner, same with Mattia Nakira. Then there is Cops in second with his parade finish. They are clearly doing the photo, I think, for the 4 drivers. In fact, you can see Garby and Keenan 0.1 away after the Porsche was kind of in the middle. Cops is not okay. Cops is, yeah. So Victor Martin is second, and second is Blanchette in IM, while Corving is third in his class, with Cops in third here. So this was it for tonight. Kind of a race, to say the least. It was a very nice one. Also, the battle for the podium was very close back behind. I kinda didn't look at it too much, I admit it. 22 and 989, maybe I can see it. I don't think so. Let me try. No, okay, I can't. It was just donuts. Okay, so this one, the race for tonight. Unfortunately, I admit I missed the contact in live, so that's not really a surprise at this point, because it seems like the second I look away, everything sparks out. But anyway, this was it for tonight. Thank you all for coming here for the race, and for whoever followed it and for whoever was racing. But altogether, I will see you all next Tuesday, or Kiss also had another drive-thru, it has to be said. Next Tuesday or next Friday, depends on which league you are interested in. I hope both. So good evening, good night to wherever you are in the world, and see you all next time. Bye.